question Byron's asking about is choice and what it means to be a parent in a world full of choices. One of the great dilemmas to me, Byron, these last years, is that we have all come to imagine that what would really be best for our kids is to provide for them as much as we can, whether it's material or other things, and as many different kinds of experiences and so on, so that they have the full range of choices available and aren't deprived of anything. And as this has advantages, but it has two downsides to it. One is that when you have lots and lots of choices, it turns out, if that's a consistent way that you live, that it actually makes you more inclined towards being anxious and depressed, because there's a much greater chance that you made the wrong choice. There's a researcher at Swarthmore College, Barry Schwartz, who's written eloquently about this. If I have 400 kinds of TVs I can choose from, and I finally buy one, there's 399 that I didn't choose. And I mean, it sounds funny, but actually, there's lots of research on this. It's much easier to be anxious and worried that I didn't do it right, because I fussed and obsessed so much and there's so many different choices. The second thing is, if the way the child is raised suggests that there's always something else, then what's implicit is that I don't have to toughen up. I don't have to learn to live with it. This last January, a year ago, I was at the American School in London, and there was a parent there at one of these talks, and she said, I grew up in a large Italian family, and my mother didn't have much time. And at night at dinner, she would say, who's having lasagna, and who's going hungry? And if you didn't want lasagna, that was all right. She didn't force you to eat it, but it was the last thing being served before breakfast. You know? And she didn't say, you don't like lasagna? How about hot dogs? You don't like hot dogs? How about a grilled cheese? You don't like... So my take is, the children have a choice about whether they eat, but not about what's served, not on a routine basis. If you're the kind who likes to give them endless choices, you'll have less friction, I suppose. But what they're learning is, oh gosh, I don't have to, you know, yeah. And so my take is, between, I mean, of course, you're going to give them a choice sometime, but between never giving and always giving, there's got to be some place in here where it's just, gee, I'm awfully sorry. So I've been saying this for years. 2 years ago, I actually had to do it with my granddaughter. My wife and I take the grandchildren for a week every summer by ourselves, and she was then 5 and a half, and he was 4. And they wanted pizza, and we got them pizza. And then when we got out of the box, she didn't like that kind of pizza, but something about the crust or whatever. And I had made a special 5-mile round trip, 10-mile round trip to get that pizza. And I was not about to serve something else. I hadn't heard from this mother in London with the lasagna, but anyway, I said, gee, I'm awfully sorry. Well, she was crestfallen. She's used to getting a lot of choices. My wife and I said no. So she actually nibbled at it a little bit. That's all she ate when she went to bed. And the next morning, she had a huge breakfast. And I just want you to know, I practice what I preach.